DJ Mike C on the track.
Cause that be natural. Lady D. Looking tacky. I keep my game tactful.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm so nappy. Cause that be natural.
The infamous.
I ain't looking tacky cause I keep my game tactful.
I'm so pretty, I'm so fabu, I'm so nappy, it's like it's a taboo. I'm so filthy, got the tattoo, fucking these bitches like I own ragu. On my business with my platoon, getting these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is cheering on that cartoon.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to Airfros and Babyhairs. Today I was in the mood for some mahi, and although I'm trying to cut back on seafood, I have really fell in love with this fish, and I find myself craving it for some reason. So today I'm going to be baking it, although I would prefer it grilled or smoked and blackened. But I really gotta find some blackening seasoning or figure out how they make it or blend those seasonings to get the blackened look to it or whatever, but they're really good. Anyway, also I want to help out some people out there who want to get into seasonings and spices but don't want their food salty. So with that being said, first things first, always wash your seafood or meat or your pork or whatever you're cooking. As far as meat is concerned, make sure that you're washing it just in case there are any parasites on it or some form of salt. Sometimes they use salt to clean so-called clean food, and sometimes salt is used in the curing process. So you just want to make sure that you're getting all that excess salt or that external salt off of your food. And then next, you always want to use seasonings that have little to no sodium. You have to really read the labels and read the ingredients list. And if you do like the taste of the actual seasonings that do have salt in it, just make sure that you're not using too much. Like, cut back on how much you're using on your actual food, because that may be why it's becoming salty. And you have to consider, like, if you have multiple seasonings and all of them have salt in it, then that's why your food is extra salty. It's like, if you're gonna use some seasoning that has salt in it, just pick one that has a lot of sodium and make sure the rest of them that you're using for said food doesn't have any sodium in it. So sometimes we run into that issue without realizing it. Like, certain seasonings do have the word salt in the actual title, but all of them that actually have salt in it does not put salt in the title. Like, for instance, garlic salt, they'll put salt in the actual title. However, some seasonings will have salt in it. Like, I would just say, like, a random chicken seasoning, it doesn't say that on the title. However, if you look on the ingredients list, it's salt in it. So with that, you're gonna run into having a lot of salt on that product, because if you use the chicken seasoning and you use the garlic salt, it's a lot of salt being added. So you just have to pay attention to the labels, and yeah, that's how you can really avoid getting too much salt. They do make a lot of seasonings with no salt. Sometimes it's on the label, on the front, it'll say no salt added, so you don't really have to turn it around to see how much sodium is in it. But the ones that don't say that, you really need to pay attention to the sodium content. And sometimes it'll just say salt content. So either one of those, it'll let you know if it has a lot of salt. And depending on where the salt is showing up in the ingredients, lets you know how much salt is in the actual product. Sometimes if it's at the very beginning, when you first start reading the ingredients list, that means it's a high sodium content. But if it's further down, like almost at the end, that means it may be very little. So it's just, you just have to start paying attention to that aspect. The other thing is sometimes you may want to go about using like fresh ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to go out and get your own parsley, you know, from the produce section. Get your own like fresh ingredients, so you won't have to worry about them drying out these ingredients and then grinding them and put them into a container and mixing them with other dried herbs and mixing them. You know, you can use fresh herbs, fresh ingredients, so you can avoid that whole salt situation. But if you want to use prepackaged seasonings, you definitely need to read the labels and aim for low sodium or no sodium. So that's how you resolve that issue. And if you have to use the ones with a lot of sodium, make sure that you're not using a lot. You want to season sparingly. You get what I'm saying? Use as minimal as possible. So yeah. Anyway, so basically at this point I have already washed my fish and I have seasoned it with all of the seasonings that I feel will bring out the flavor of the mahi. Although in my opinion, it doesn't need too much of anything because it has a very nice flavor to it. I added the lemons to add a citrus and acidic component to it that really complements certain seafood, but not too heavy on the lemon because it can be overpowering. So once I got it all seasoned and added some butter to add flavor and help it to brown, I put it in my preheated oven on I think about 400 degrees. I set it for about 30 minutes to start. However, I want it to be well done, especially after the bouts with food poisoning or some form of contamination we've experienced here lately. So yeah, so after like the first 30 minutes, I flipped the fish and let it bake for another 20 minutes to ensure the fish was done completely.
those crab rangoons are on the way, okay?
Thank you.
Extra sriracha. There's some right over there.
All right, thank you.
We all done with these?
Not yet, thank you. You want your video in the front? Oh. It's really good when they hot.
So the next day, me and Robin decided to go outside to do a little shopping and have a little lunch date. We decided on a little Asian spot that we always order from but never do a sit down at. We did actually like the vibe, just wish they had Wi-Fi because I really wanted to try to get some work done as well. Sometimes a change of environment is good for inspiration and creativity. Also, interacting in the real world and social settings is also necessary for potential associates. You know, we trying to build a little community around here and feel like we are a part of the community. Either way, they didn't have Wi-Fi, so my plan kind of failed, but the outing was still cool or whatever. And of course the food was bomb. However, I got extremely full after the egg drop soup. It was weird, but I just got my little doggy bag and took my massive fried rice to the house. We did have to pick up some items from Walmart, but I decided not to vlog this time because those workers really be trying to play in my face. I wasn't in the mood today. Either way, that is it for today's vlog. Let me know in the comments what y'all would like to see us get into in future vlogs. We are open for suggestions. Help us out with some recipes. Our email address is in the description page of our channel. Be sure to check out our merch on our Shopify store. And if you feel moved to donate to the fam, our cash apps are $Airfros And Babyhairs and $Robin F. Bay. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share our content with a friend or family member or co-worker. With that being said, thanks so much for supporting us. We appreciate your time and energy. We look forward to seeing you on our next one. Peace and love. And as always, be blissful. Love and light.
Give these minutes like I'm a typhoon. Y'all is cheering on that cartoon, and I'm still on top of these bubbles. I'm so nappy. All these dudes that wanna get at me, I'm so cultured and I'm happy. Jealous witches wanna come back me, cause I'm comfortable in my skin. End of the day, you lose, I win. I'm so comfortable in my ends. Don't care if I make or lose a few friends, and I look like $1 trillion. Lady D won a lotto, cause in the Lord I trust. And beauty is the motto. Naturally thick in the butt, I'm Billy Blanks on the top. Edges a little rough, just pretend I'm from a